Hi guys, how are you? I miss you so much. Our lesson today is about our country's imports and exports. Could you possibly bring your student's book and open page 66? Also, please bring your booklets, open page 41, please. Okay, let's begin with the first exercise in page 66. It's the dictionary work. We'll be talking about the new vocab. Let's have a look at the yellow box. The first word is agreement, dominate, export, extraction, gross domestic product, import, and reserve. Could you please move to your booklets, page 41, please? Okay, the first word is agreement. Agreement is a noun that means an arrangement or promise to do something made by two or more people, companies, or organizations. The verb is agree. Agree and agreement. Agreement means اتفاقية. The second word is dominate. Dominate is the verb, which means to be the most important feature of something. The noun is dominance, the adjective is dominant. The verb dominate means to control أو يسيطر, يستحوذ. Okay, the third word is export. Export is a noun. Also, it can be used as a verb. Goods sold to another country. Export. Export means as a noun صادرات. Export as a verb means يصدر. The process is exportation, تصدير. The fourth word is extraction, and the verb is extract. Extraction is a noun that means the process of removing and obtaining something from something else. Extraction. Extractions means استخلاص. استخلاص. Okay, the fifth word is fertilizer. Fertilizer is a substance that is put on the land to make crops grow. اللي هو سماد. The verb is fertilize. The process is fertilization. The adjective is fertile. اللي هو خصب. Fertilizer, the noun, means samad. The sixth word is gross. Gross domestic product. It's a noun. It means the value of a country's total output of goods and services, which means in Arabic, إجمالي الناتج المحلي. Word number 7 is import. Import is the opposite of export. Import is a noun and also can be used as a verb. Goods bought from other countries اللي هي استيراد. Okay, أو مستورد. Okay, مستورد. Import is the verb. Importation is the process اللي هي الاستيراد. Imported, the adjective, which means مستورد. Word number 7 is reserve. Reserve اللي هو احتياط أو مدخر. Reserve is the noun and reserve is the verb. Something kept back or set aside, especially for future use. Okay, let's go back to the book, your student's book, page 66. We have some questions to discuss. Speaking exercise 2, work in pairs, discuss these questions. Why do countries need to export and import goods? Okay, countries export goods to make money. Okay, we export goods to make money. And we import goods that we don't grow or manufacture in our country. Question number 2, why should our community buy Jordanian goods? Our community should buy Jordanian goods in order to support Jordanian industry and economy. Question number 3, which of the following goods do you think Jordan exports? Which of these, the ones in the box, do we export to other countries? Fertilizers, gas, knitwear, minerals, oil, pharmaceuticals, or vegetables? Okay, the goods that we export fertilizers, knitwear, minerals means معادن. Pharmaceuticals اللي هي أصنعة دوائية أدوية. And vegetables. I'm going to repeat my answer. The goods that Jordan exports are fertilizers, knitwear, minerals, pharmaceuticals, and vegetables. Any questions? Okay, let's move on to the reading text. Read the business report about Jordanian imports and exports. Check your answers to exercise 2. As we read the text, we need to discuss the ideas, the vocab, and as we read, we need to fill. As you see here, we have 4 gaps, 1, 2, 3, and 4. We have missing sentences in the report. So as we read, we need to fill in the blanks with the appropriate sentence. As you have noticed this report is written without subheadings. We have discussed a report earlier and it was written with subheadings. This report is written in 3 paragraphs, intro, body, and conclusion without subheadings. So you can write a report in 2 different ways, with subheadings or without subheadings. Let's have a look at the missing sentences. They're here in exercise 4. Let's discuss them before we go through the report. A. Trade with the EU and North Africa in particular is likely to grow. The EU is the European Union, الاتحاد الأوروبي. B. However, the majority, 65% of the economy is dominated by services, mostly travel and tourism. C. Not surprisingly, 2 of Jordan's largest exports are chemicals and fertilizers. D. For that reason, Jordan has to import oil and gas for its energy needs. Okay, let's start reading our text. Our country's imports and exports. In this report, we will look at the countries that Jordan trades with and what goods it exports and imports. Do you know what does the verb trades mean? Trade means تقوم بالتجارة مع. Trade يتاجر مع. Trade also means exchange, يتبادل. As you all know that in the past, trading was هو أعطيني بيضة بعطيك كيلو خبز or whatever. Trading التجارة هيك بلشت. Exchanging تبادل. So trades means يتاجر. So in this report, we will look at the countries that Jordan trades with and what goods it exports and imports. First, let's look at exports. Jordan is rich in potash and phosphate, and the extraction industry for these minerals is one of the largest in the world. The first gap. The first gap is C. The first gap here is C. Not surprisingly, two of Jordan's largest exports are chemicals and fertilizers. Pharmaceuticals and other industries represent 30% of Jordan's gross domestic product, GDP, and 75% of Jordan's pharmaceuticals are exported. Gap number 2. It is B. However, the majority, 65% of the economy, is dominated by services, mostly travel and tourism. Most of Jordan's exports go to Iraq, the USA, India, and Saudi Arabia. Now, let's look at imports. Unlike some other countries in the Middle East, Jordan does not have large oil or gas reserves. The third gap, it's D. For that reason, Jordan has to import oil and gas for its energy needs. Its other main imports are cars, medicines, and wheat. wheat اللي هو القمح. In 2013 CE, 23.6% of Jordan imports were from Saudi Arabia. This was followed by the EU, the European Union, with 17.6% of its imports. Other imports have come from China and the United States. Jordan has more free trade agreements than any other Arab countries. Trade agreements means that to have a free trade agreement, that means that Jordan has the ability to import goods from all over the world without any restrictions. And it trades freely with many countries, including the USA, Canada, and Malaysia. I'd like to have a look at this pronoun here, it, line 14. What does it refer back to? It here refers back to Jordan. Which other areas are important for Jordan's trade? Jordan first signed a trade agreement with the EU in 1997 CE. It signed a free trade agreement with Egypt, Morocco, and Tunisia in 2004 CE. Another question here, line 17, refers back to? It refers back to Jordan as well. In 2011 CE, another trade agreement was made with the EU, Egypt, Morocco, and Tunisia. The last gap is A. Trade with the EU and North Africa in particular is likely to grow. Okay, I'm going to repeat the gaps again before we move on to the comprehension questions. The first gap is C. The second gap is B. The third gap is D. The fourth gap is A. Let's move to page 67. the comprehension questions. Question number 1. Read the report again and answer the questions. Question number 1. What does the article suggest that many of Jordan fertilizers are made from? Okay. They are made from potash and phosphate, as this is what Jordan is rich in, potash and phosphate. Question number 2. Why does Jordan import a lot of oil and gas? Jordan imports a lot of oil and gas because it does not have enough of its own reserves for the needs of the country. Question number 3. Which country supplies Jordan with most of its imports? Saudi Arabia. Question number 4. Why is trade with the EU and North Africa likely to grow? Trade with these areas is likely to grow because Jordan has signed trade agreements with both areas. That's all for today, guys. Thank you very much for listening. Have a great day and see you soon.